Hello. Thanks everybody for watching. My name is Wendy Mitchell. I'm a film journalist and festival consultant. I'm here today talking about EWA, the European Women's Audiovisual Network, and specifically about their mentoring program. We are joined by Anna Bofarull, who is a writer, director, and producer. She's based in Barcelona. Her films include Footnotes, Hamada, Sonata for Cello, and she's just putting the finishing touches on her new film, Sinjar. Anna, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So when you first heard about EWA's mentoring program, why did you think that sounded like a good idea and something you might want to take part in?
I heard in the first edition and it was brand new, so I didn't know exactly what was like. And actually I was a new EWA member, but certainly I was looking for some tools to learn and to grow as a producer. So I decided to apply and try, and actually I was very shocked by all what that meant and to become part of that community.
Great. And so who was your mentor?
Actually, I had two mentors. Yeah, I was lucky because I started with Martina Haubrecht, but she was starting shooting, and we are all working, so we don't have all the time that we want all the time. And then Paula Baccaro also lost her mentee, and then she suggested that we go together as a team, and yeah, I could have both of them. So
that's great. And we also got to talk to Paula in this video series. We've heard from her side of it. Why was Paula a good fit for you? And sort of is there anything specific you learned from her?
Yeah, sure. Somehow I was in this mentoring process for a moment that I was very confused as a producer, because as you say, I'm also a scriptwriter and director. So sometimes you think that you're not a good producer, you need to find somebody. And I had just decided that I want also to be a good producer. And I had a lot of doubts because I felt that I didn't have enough tools in order to grow as a producer in the industry. And I had a lot of questions. And actually having the possibility to talk with a professional producer with all that experience was very interesting, because also you learn a lot of details that can help you in that process, what's better to show, not to show, how to behave. But also I learned a lot of confidence, because somehow I felt that I could not call myself a producer, and I was like, kind of spy there. And no, I realized that, come on, what I'm doing, it's fine. It's just that, of course, I need more experience and I'm growing. And I really had that good feedback that helps you in a personal, not just professional way. So it was a very good experience.
Yes. So yeah, Paula's wonderful. Do you think she learned anything from you, or did you have this sort of two-way dialogue, I guess?
Yes, somehow. I mean, I don't know at which point, no? Because when you're talking with somebody that has a lot of experience, of course, I mean, you can give some ideas. Sometimes maybe just the freshness, no, of this, when you're not experienced enough, but you have this energy to fight for projects that maybe it's not the project that the industry needs, but you can fight for that story because you feel that it has to be told. And sometimes just you can tell that story. So if you don't involve, then it won't happen and nobody will take care about that. So somehow I think that this is what I could also show or bring to Paula. But
Right.
Of course it's mentor and mentee relationship.
Yes. And obviously you're not an official mentee mentor anymore, but do you still keep in touch with Paula?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what's interesting of this is that during that month, you can ask and get advices for the projects you are working on, but it's good that you create a good relationship with other producers. And sometimes when you feel lost or you need to ask for advice, it's good to have somebody in mind that you can call. And this is not just for the mentor that you have, so in this case, Paula or Martina, but the whole group in EWA. And for example, I've been meeting other mentors and other mentees, and sometimes we call and ask, come on, I don't have experience with series, how do you do these? Or yeah, it's great because it's somehow a community, and I think this is very important.
Yeah, that's what everybody has said, that it's really such a lovely sort of group that you get. You get the one person, but you get this wider group as well. And why was it good that they matched you with somebody who's not from Spain? Did that help you think more internationally?
I think it's a good idea, and it's something very, very special. And I mean, it's for the good things and for the bad things, because yeah, for sure, if you have a mentor from your own country, maybe you can learn more practical issues, like, okay, to that fan or to that TV, you have so more specific. But also the fact of having an international mentor with it brings you other points of view, and this really helps you to think internationally. Maybe if not, you would just focus on the national issues, and this also gives you a global point of view that I think it's very important for the projects.
And one thing I love is that I'm sure you do talk about some specific projects that both of you have, but it's not like a lab or a program that's just about developing one project. It's about your whole career. Why was that a sort of good thing for you? But did you also talk a lot about, I guess it would have been Sinjar you were developing then?
Yeah.
Did you talk a lot about that project, or you talk about bigger things, or both?
We were talking about different projects because at that moment I had another film in post-production that I needed to finish, and then Sinjar was on development. I still needed production funds, and then I have also documentary that I'm working since 3 years and still in development. So somehow I had like concrete questions about the different projects that was very practical to have a mentor giving you advices on all of them. But what was also very interesting that they were focusing on the career. And for me, that was very new, because as I don't have a formation as a producer, I'm very, I really feel personally a director or scriptwriter. And now I realize that I'm also producer, because I'm working on the project at all the moments. So that's also production, but that was not my first idea of production. And I'm thinking all the time on, okay, I want to tell this story, but I never thought like, hey, what are you thinking about? What are you going to do in 5 years? And wow, I mean, these probably easy questions for people that are working in other sides or business, for me was shocking, because I'm focusing on the project. So I'm not thinking about in 10 years, which kind of projects, and that was the click that helped you, just this question, and try to find an answer. And this was very, very interesting.
Yeah, it's such a different way of thinking, and it's really important. And I think especially as women, women don't always get the credit for being business people, and you can be both a creative storyteller and a businesswoman. And I think that's great. Do you hope that one day you can be a mentor? I
would like, I mean, I feel that maybe I'm not the people with more experience, but it's true that I like to share all what I've learned. And of course, I know more now than 5 years or 10 years ago. So I'm happy to share, and yeah, it would be great. I mean, if I can help all the people, all the women to develop, for sure.
Yeah. And Alessia was saying they hope to get funding to do a director's mentoring too. You could do both.
Yeah.
Yes. And what do you hope for the future of this mentoring program? It sounds like you think it's a good idea that's helped you. Do you hope it can continue for other women?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that this can continue, because it really helps you a lot as a professional, but also it helps to build this community. For me, this idea was very important, and Alessia was working a lot with that. And I remember I was part of the first edition, but then the second year we also met with the second round. And I mean, I'm now in touch with somebody that was in the second. So it's interesting because you have the possibility to meet people that really wants to help and be in touch. And when you're producing, maybe now you are not looking for a co-producer in that country, but maybe in the future. And I think that this relationship, personal and professional, is very important.
Yeah. And why, in general, do you think it's important for women, especially working in this European film industry? Why is it important for women to help other women?
Probably because we want to tell stories, and sometimes in the process of developing and producing, you feel very alone, or at least this happened to me, because I had at the beginning the feeling that, okay, I want to tell stories that nobody cares. And what also through EWA and other women association, I realized that no, come on, it's not true. But maybe it's that there were not enough women in the selection committee. That's why, because when I pitch or I talk with friends or people I meet, they told me, hey, this is very interesting, but how can this happen that then you go to the industry level and the reaction, it's not the same. Come on, it's not about the story, it's about the funding and the decision makers. So I think that the change that the industry is making, because of the lobby and the energy in order to change things that EWA and the National Women Association are doing, it's really helping to change that. So I think that my career has received this help at that moment, and I want also to give this back somehow. I mean, to share and help. So I think this is very important.
Yeah, I agree. It's super important what EWA's doing, not just the mentoring program, but wider. But it's great to see women helping each other one-on-one and in this community. So thank you so much, Anna, for telling us about your experience at EWA's mentoring program. And we can't wait to see all these new films you've been working on. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you.